I'm saying this to you, mano a mano, friend to friend. Do not get hung up on people that do not see your value. The end. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Welcome back to Growing Isn't Pretty. I'm Nilita, and today I want to just really dive into the fact that a lot of us are giving our time, our energy, and our attention to people that genuinely don't deserve it. And if this resonates with you, stay with me for a bit, because I feel like we could really flesh out what is going on in your life if we really get to the bottom of the reason that you allow people to mistreat you. And I have 4 little points to go through with this one, but I know firsthand what it feels like to want to let someone go, but you struggle to do so because there's multiple reasons. You might not see how your life would fit or work with that person no longer in it. You fear their judgment or their embarrassment or the shame. Someone else in your family might be like, what, you broke up with so and so? Or someone might tell you, no, they were such a good friend, why did you let them go? And then you have to explain it all over again. Or maybe you just feel like that person is currently your crutch, like you're leaning on them so heavily that if you let them go, you'll fall over. Whatever the reason is that you are allowing someone to be in your life and mistreat you. And by the way, mistreatment can look so subtle. It can look so subtle, right? It can be a whisper in your ear about your lack of worth. It can be undermining you in front of people or to yourself. It can be talking about you when you're not around. It can be, there's so many ways that someone can mistreat you, telling you that you don't look attractive, telling you that, you know, that outfit doesn't suit someone of your size. Whatever it is, like there's little catty, bitchy comments that someone can make, and sometimes it's just their energy. Like they might not be saying to you, you know, you're not worthy or whatever else. They might be telling you all the right things that you might want to hear, but their energy contradicts everything they say to you. Don't ignore that. Do not ignore that. Okay? If somebody can't see your worth, it is okay for you to just walk away from that person. And there's going to be guilt. There's going to be shame, maybe, depending on how you end it. But you have to honor yourself, because no one else is going to do it for you, respectfully. People can't force you to love yourself. People can't force you to walk away from someone. This is a choice that you have to make. And when you are in a situation with someone and they have consumed your entire world. I used to have a friend who I dedicated so much of my time to this person. I gave this person every single ounce of energy that I had. Ubers 2 o'clock in the morning, phone calls all hours of the morning and evening into the morning, just listening to them complain and cry and lie. To be honest, there were so many lies that were happening, and they were taking so much time and attention away from other people, that when other friends were going through crisis, I was so tunnel visioned on this person that I was missing out on so many other things and supporting other people that needed me at that time as well. And I felt like, you know, this person needs me, so I can't possibly walk away. I can't possibly not be the person that they want me to be, because, you know, and there's a little bit of people pleasing in there as well. This person needs me, so I have to show up for them, right? I can't not be there. And even their parents were like, let this friendship go. Their parents, not mine, theirs, were like, let this friendship go because this person is dragging you down. It took me so long to acknowledge that if you respected me enough, if you loved me enough, you wouldn't be putting me in these situations. And the friends that I have now, if I say to them, like, if they call me or they text me and I'm like, hey, like, what's going on? You sound a little bit off. And the first thing they usually say to me is, like, I don't want to burden you. It's fine. Don't worry. Like, I'm all right. And then I pry and then they're like, well, that to me shows that they are honoring how I might feel when they give me this information. That person that I'm talking about in my past was like, they didn't give a shit. I could tell them, I am fatigued, I've just finished work, I have nothing left to give right now, can we speak tomorrow? No, I need to speak to you now. No. Like, there was no care whatsoever for me. They did not see my value. I didn't even see my value, so it was even more hard for them to see my value. And if they did see it, they suppressed that urge, or no, that's not the right word. They suppressed the knowledge of my value. They were willfully ignorant to my value because it didn't benefit them to acknowledge that I deserved more than what they were giving me. God will always give you the right people at the right time. You just have to make room for them. Same thing that I'm doing in my house right now, actually. I'm currently clearing out my wardrobe. I'm selling all my shoes, not all of them, calm down. I'm selling my shoes, I'm selling so many of my clothes, because I'm like, I want a whole new vibe, a whole new just energy, and the only way I can get that is to shed what I've already got, because you can't be filling, the old and the new and the old and the new and then expecting a different result. Like, I want to get rid of the whole, pretty much, like, I would say like 60% of my wardrobe is the goal, to get rid of all of that, and then to buy new staple pieces and then just rotate those. And for me, the only way that God will allow me to find the right products, find the right articles of clothing and the right shoes and the right bag and is by actively showing him that I am removing things from my life that I do not need. And Steve Harvey once gave me he gave perfect example, not me. He gave the perfect example of this on his show when he was saying to people that he's been searching for this car. He wanted a car when he was growing up, and he said he found this car and he was like, this is my car, like, this is my car, man, like, this is gonna be the car for me. And he was excited, and he was so excited for this one particular car. And his mum said, well, what are you gonna do with the car in a garage? And he was like, what do you mean? I'm gonna buy my new car. And she was like, well, you got the old one sitting there. And he was like, yeah, don't worry about that. I was like, I'll figure it out when I get my new car. And she was like, okay. And one day he kept thinking about what his mum had said to him. Like, okay, she said I have to get rid of it before I can get the new thing. Do you want to do that? No. And he went back and forth. And then one day he just said, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to sell the old car first. Not thinking anything of it. He sold the car. I think it was like 2 days later. The exact car, colour, model and price range that he wanted for his new car just showed up. Like, he got rid of the old car, and he'd been searching for this car, because I need to give you the context. He'd been searching for this car for about 5 years. He finally got rid of the car 2 days later. He got exactly what he wanted, and he got his car because he had to make space for the new thing to come into his life by removing the old. If you've got a one car garage, where the hell are you going to put the second car? Right? So you need to get rid of the first one. So this also applies with people. If you have got someone in your life that is not serving you, but you're asking and praying to God, can I please have friends that love me? Can I please have a partner that supports me? Can I have someone who shows me respect, shows me the same energy and empathy that I give to them? If you're asking God for all of these things, make damn sure that you are making room in your life for these things to come into. I was listening to an audiobook, and this woman, this is so funny actually, this woman was basically saying in the audiobook that one of her clients, I think she was a manifestation coach, one of her clients kept asking her, like, how do I get a partner? I want a partner. And one day she said, they went through all these other different things energetically, and she was like, well, you should be getting your partner. Let's see what's going wrong here. Can I come to your home? So they come to her home, and they were going through her space, and everything looked fine. And then they got to the bedroom. They went to her wardrobe. So they got to the bedroom and they've gone into her wardrobe. So looking around the room looks fine. They get to her wardrobe, and the wardrobe is full of all her clothes. Not an inch of space for anyone else. So her coach said to her, well, how is anyone going to put their stuff inside your wardrobe because it's filled with yours? And she was like, oh my God, I didn't even think about that. You're right. So she cut her wardrobe down by half, cleared a whole half of the wardrobe for this ideal person to come into her life. A week later, she meets someone. A year later, they move in together, and his things fit perfectly in that wardrobe space. So it's like, God's like, I want to give you everything. Can you find space for this thing in your life? And you cannot do that if you are holding on to people who do not see your worth, who do not respect you and do not value you. He's like, I need you to recognize your worth first, and then I will give you those people in abundance. The third thing is to stop begging. Oh girl, stop begging for a seat at the table that was never meant for you. Do you know what? I used to want so badly to fit in. I wanted so badly to belong somewhere, anywhere, doesn't matter where, just anywhere. If you told me turn purple, I would have figured out a way to turn purple. If you said to me, go jump off London Bridge, I would have found a way to jump off London Bridge and still survive and come back and be like, I did it. Like, I wanted so badly to fit into a group of people that were not for me. They just weren't for me. And I think I speak about this on my channel quite a bit actually, where I used to really hate the colour of my skin. I wanted to be white. And I wanted to be white because in my head, being a different race would be easier. I would be liked more. I'd have more attention from people, especially the people that I wanted. And people would just like me more. Like, I would just be chosen first, and not just for like athletic sports. So in my head, and I'd have like long easy hair to manage, like small things like that I used to view as a burden, I now view as my strength. But at the time, those things were like, I want to fit in so badly. I was willing to shed my skin to fit in. Stop trying to force a seat at the table, baby. Make your own. And we've all heard that saying, so trying to fit on at the table, make your own table, or something like that, whatever the saying is. I believe it's so much more as the years go by for me. Like, damn, the way that I used to try and become someone else and not love myself or want to even be myself, it's really, really heartbreaking actually. Now that I think about it, I'm deep in it and I'm like, it's actually it's quite sad, very sad. Find your people. Better yet, your people will find you. And I am believing this to be true more that I step into my authentic self, more that I allow myself to be seen and heard. And I just give myself grace. Why are we so harsh on ourselves? I was extracting grace from the equation for me, as if I didn't deserve it just as much as anyone else did. And I do. So stop trying to force the seat at the table. Like, it's just not for you. And that's fine. That's fine. Because once you start your own table, people will naturally gravitate to you and be like, can I join your table? And if you deem that person worthy of sitting and being in your space, you can pull out a chair and say, grab a seat. That is your choice. Your choice. The last thing I want to say is, and it kind of leads on nicely from what I just said, is choice. You have a choice. And you need to remind yourself, and I have to remind myself of this quite often, you're not too much. You're not too much. You are just the right amount for the right people. I had a friendship that's recently come to an end, and one of the things that this individual made me feel from time to time was that I was just too much. I can be quite intense, I guess you could say. Like, I love a deep talk. That's intense for some people. I love a deep talk. I love to sit down and to talk about what's going wrong and how we can be better and how we can grow, and the game, like We're Not Really Strangers. I love that sort of conversational games and just talking to people. I love that deep talks. I'm not surface level, I mean deep talks. I'm shit at the small talk. I suck at it. But like learning about your childhood and how it shaped who you are, I love that. This person made me feel like that was just too much. Like, I needed to suppress that. I needed to just be fun and get drunk, and I just needed to be a party animal and not be the deep version of myself. And for a while, I guess you could say I was almost shape-shifting is what I call it. I was shape-shifting to try and appease this person, to try and please this person and make them happy. And it's tiring when it's not you. Like, it's not who you are. And I had to take a step back and just remind myself, you are never too much for the right person. right people. Never, 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 never in this world are you too much for the right people. And it is your choice to stay. You get to decide those things. So I'm going to leave it there. You get to decide who you want to be, how you want to live, how people treat you, and how you treat yourself. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Besitos!